Well, here I am on sunny, although the sun's going down right now, sunny Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. This is an island that I spent a lot of days on. We vacationed here a lot, my family and I, and then later I came with friends, and just a lot of history here. Although it's sort of become this insufferable resort town with a whole bunch of baby boomer Yankees setting up shop here over the last few years. But used to be something a little bit more authentic. Now it's just sort of a luxury spot. Anyway, I'm here. Just some backdrop for you, some new kind of backdrop for you. I wanted to comment on how Taylor Swift is coming out with a new album, and on this new album, she is apparently talking about how she wants to be a wife and a mom, and there's some line from some song that on her new album which goes, "When I said I didn't believe in marriage, I didn't really mean that." I don't know her corpus enough to know where she said that, but I've got a kind of different take on this. I think there are probably people out there who are lauding this, who are saying, oh, this is, this shows how well things are going. That, even Taylor Swift wants to go trad now. It's become the cool thing. More likely, she's 35. The clock is ticking. Who knows? Who knows if it's even real? I don't know what to say about. I don't have much trust in this pop star necessarily. Reflecting with sincerity her actual thoughts on life, or how much she's playing out a role, or just whatever. I'm as dubious, I'm as skeptical about all of that as one should be. But I just sort of, to me, when I first heard this, I thought, all right, and okay, maybe this is maybe I'm ironically taking a black pill stance on this. I don't think it's black pill, though. I think it's just reality. I really started to think about how evil and awful feminism has been, because feminism has allowed women to run amok without anything telling them, okay, you've got a role to play here. You've got to be careful about, the role that you're playing here. You've got to be responsible. There are certain limits to there are biological realities to you being who you are. No, that's not what girls are taught these days. They're just taught, you're girls, you can do anything. And that's why there are so many insufferable young women today, because they've been brought up on these stupid bromides that tell them they're the greatest, that there's nothing wrong with them, and they can do anything. And when they find out they can't, they get mad and wreak havoc. And then the dark feminine takes over. It's not that women are bad, or it's not that women are worse than men, or anything like that. It's just we live in a time where because of feminism, women have followed certain trends and become certain ways, and it hasn't been good for women, hasn't been good for men, hasn't been good for families, hasn't been good for anybody. So when I read when I heard about these lyrics that Taylor Swift had said in this new song, something like, "When I said I didn't believe in marriage, I didn't really mean it." Okay, great. I mean, and people are thinking, okay, well, what she's saying now is what she really means. And she has some other song about, oh, it would be so great to live in the suburbs with kids and set up a basketball goal in the driveway, and just like the sort of standard, traditionally understood American dream. This is the same lady who signed some letter a year ago talking about how about who she was voting for, and and it was not the more traditionalist of the two major candidates, I'll tell you that. And it was the female of the two major candidates, I'll tell you that. That should tell you everything you need to know. So she signed a crazy cat lady. All right, that was like a year ago, and now she's saying, "Oh, I want to be a mom. I want to be a wife." She was proudly declaring herself crazy cat lady just a short time ago. That's the thing about the dark feminine. If there's no restraint on the feminine, then there's no constancy. It runs amok. There was a song, God, what was her name? The song called "Bitch" from the early '90s, which was like this feminist song, celebrating how great it is to be a woman. And the essence of the song is, I'm all these contradictions, and I'm always changing. I'm your bitch, I'm your lover, I'm your this, I'm your that, And there's a line that goes, if I start to make you nervous and I'm going to extremes, tomorrow I'll be different and today won't mean a thing. And this is what we're supposed to celebrate that. We're supposed to think, oh man, oh, you go girl, just have absolutely no constancy whatsoever, right? Be a bitch, and that's great. If you want to be a bitch, that's great. But if you want to also be a mother, that's great, and you're always changing. That's what we've unleashed. That's the dark feminine that we have unleashed. And Taylor Swift has been an avatar of this dark feminine. And now she's going, yesterday she said, fuck the patriarchy. And today she's saying, I want to be a wife and mom and live in a house in the suburbs. What's she gonna say tomorrow, right? Or what's she gonna say? Maybe not tomorrow, but what's she gonna say a couple years down the road if things don't work out between her and her man? Like the song said, if I start to make you nervous and I'm going to extremes, tomorrow I'll be different and today don't mean a thing. That's what we've got right now. That's what needs to change. But the only way that it does change is if there is some restraint that is put on women, that is put on the feminine. If women are implored to understand that they've got limitations and they've got choices, but those choices are within certain limitations, and if girls aren't told, you can be whatever you want to be an astronaut, be a brain surgeon, be a whatever, be anything, but don't. But by the way, the quiet part that they don't say out loud is, but don't be a housewife. Don't, because that would be demeaning to you. Don't be someone who just marries young and stays home and has babies, because that would be demeaning to you. But other than that, you can be anything, girl. That's got to change. That's got to change, and the only way that it's going to change is through cataclysm or through some kind of miracle. If it doesn't happen through cataclysm, through us having to pass through some cataclysmic events, which I do not want or wish for, then it's got to happen by miracle. So let's pray for a miracle, because otherwise, this thing's headed in the wrong direction. The what did I hear it called once? The Jezebel spirit. The Jezebel spirit pervades all. It's everywhere. Until the Jezebel spirit is conquered, until it is exorcised, until it is sent back down to hell, then things are going to get worse and worse. And so this, it seems like a kind of gloomy take on what should be a hopeful sign. I'm sure some other conservatives have come out and said, hey, Taylor Swift wants to be a trad wife now. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? I wish I could be that way, but I've got to say, what she said recently just points up larger problems that need desperately to be addressed. That need to be addressed, that need to be handled, that need an exorcism. And I'm not being hyperbolic when I say an exorcism, because this does come directly from the pit of hell, in my opinion.